Yes, exactly.
Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain with the rain and Ramblecast. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame when I listen to Ramblecast. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I listen to Ramblecast.
Well, I would say that was a better intro than last week. Nothing against JP, but I hate that. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but that intro was terrible.
I think you just backed over him with the bus right there.
I just got to call it like it is. It was. Come on, was it a good intro?
I don't remember. I was so delirious.
I think you backed over him with a van, actually, a Dharma van. Bringing it full circle there with the.
Yeah, I was had my iPod on random, and that song came on while I was driving. Oh, that's a song I should do for the Ramblecast. And then I totally forgot about it. And then, like I told Jack, I had to get the ukulele out like 10 minutes ago and just look up that song. I was like, oh, I think I can do that song. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, let's do it. So you guys got a hot take.
I liked it. It was good. A hot take. Nice. From what I hear, that intro was better.
Sorry, that was a speeder bike.
Okay. Whatever. That intro was better than also the Game of Thrones intro, from what I've heard.
Yeah. There's been no Game of
not the TV show. The
podcast.
The podcast. Yeah.
You mean there's another podcast on this network?
Yeah. Well, we record that podcast with light. So
yeah. Anyway. Yeah, the show is dark and full of terrors. We just can't see them.
Exactly.
Well, welcome back, Chris.
Why? Thank you very much. It's been a minute, couple of weeks, yeah,
about 2 weeks, yeah,
about 2 weeks. You took some time off for something.
Yep, I had a kid.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so, thank you very much. My son. Oops, sorry, I should probably turn that off. My son was born last Wednesday, so tomorrow he will be a week old.
Wow.
Yeah, he said 7 pounds, something, right?
Yeah, he was born 7 pounds 11 ounces.
Oh,
so we had. I know we had talked about this on the show before, but we had anticipated like a date of no return, if you will, which was last Wednesday. That if my wife didn't go into labor beforehand, they were going to induce. So last Tuesday night, I was we're getting packed up, getting ready, moving people around, making sure we had easy access to the hospital and everything. And then first thing Wednesday morning, went down to the hospital or over to the hospital. My wife was checked in, and they didn't start it's called Pitocin. Maybe out there who knows what that's all about. Started the Pitocin early in the morning, so her contractions
you have
started.
Eggs? Pitocin with eggs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Her contractions started in the morning, and then got a little bit heavier in the afternoon. So they gave her the old epidural around 1:00 in the afternoon, and then it was game time around 4:00 was the go time to start doing all the pushing, and at 4:15 my son was born.
Wow,
nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So labor lasted about 8 hours, right?
Well, she was in. So they had to like start labor for her. So that's what the Pitocin does. So she didn't really have like really bad labor pains at all. Like it was just uncomfortableness, and then
so she had it easy, is what you're saying.
She did. Relatively speaking, she had it very easy. I mean, if we compare it to when my daughter was born, my daughter was a little bit more of a pain in the ass, literally. And that was hours of pushing. So this was 15 minutes of pushing, and my son was born, and it was amazing. I was absolutely terrified for a 3-second period of my life, which felt like a year. But so I was there in the delivery room, of which any expecting father, if you ever have the question of whether you should be there or not, the answer is absolutely yes. You should be there for it.
Nick's shaking his head no.
Yeah, it's amazing. But as my wife was pushing, and I saw his head come out, the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck twice.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
And for 3 seconds, I was like shitting myself. But the amazing OB and nurse team there was like, I got a double, and she's like, snip, snip. And the kid comes out, boom, the kid's all set. I'm like, I blacked out there for a second. I'm like, oh, holy shit.
Now, did you black out or did you say, do something about it fucking now?
No, they were on it, man. Like they were on it. Like it was almost as if it was like textbook for them. They've either seen it before, or it was a very regular thing, and it was a very frightening. You know what I thought was 5 minutes is actually probably about 3.5 seconds, but it was incredible because shortly after that, there he was, little Jackson Bennett.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. So we're still in he doesn't do anything but eat, shit, and sleep.
Well, that'll be like that for a while.
What, he hasn't said his first words yet? Jeez.
I know, right?
Kids these days.
Well, I guess you can forget about, Harvard.
I know.
He's not talking.
But he's awesome. I mean, he's badass. He's a cool little dude. But yeah, another thing that sucks about this, I didn't have a boy the first time, clearly, but so he had his little cosmetic surgery the day after. And man, that sucks to deal with after the fact. Poor little guy. Like say every diaper change, you have to essentially change the dressing on the wound.
Oh.
I can't imagine that it feels good to him. So, but he'll forget about it.
Like he doesn't have enough stuff going on. He's got to deal with that. But like you said, at least he won't remember it.
Exactly.
Or if he does, then he's going to hold that over your head.
Yeah.
Well, I held it over his. No, but it's cool, man. We're adjusting. Like I've been home since he was born, so I'll be here all week. I'm going back to work next week. But I've been taking kind of control over the nighttime stuff. So I've been staying up till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Just making sure
what's his sleep schedule? Does he sleep like 3 hours at a time?
Like 3 hours at best, 3 hours, and then he's got to get up and eat every time, which is what it is. But so I've been doing the overnight stuff. So I've been staying up to like 4 o'clock in the morning. Whatever time. So he ate at I think like 8:15. What time is it now? So he'll be ready to rock again. I might have to leave the show early to not wake him up, but get him up and feed him. And then I'll stay up till the next 2 feedings or so, and I'll crash, and then my wife will take over in the morning.
At least you got a schedule. That's good.
Yeah, give her some time to sleep and whatnot. And then we also have to figure out the other thing. We have another kid.
Yeah.
So we got to figure that bit out and getting her to school and all that type of stuff. So, but yeah, it's been crazy, but it's been fun. It's awesome. I am very tired.
I say you look tired, but I didn't want to say that.
No, yeah, I am very, very tired.
So good that you showered before you came on.
I did. I had to shower. I didn't have time to shower today. I had to. Starting to smell like Enfamil. Dude, I literally reek of like Enfamil and baby shit. That's what my life is right now, is formula and poop. And I often smell like one or both.
I don't know. I'd still probably take it over Axe body spray. So,
nice little reference there. It's in the desk in the office. I had to use it.
Yeah,
but yes. So let us transition. So
you want to transition, like just me mentioning Axe body spray. You're like, oh, let's talk.
That's way of saying shut the fuck up about your kid. Let's
no.
move on.
I mean, I have several baby stories to share, but I can avoid them. So we can move on. We can keep rolling.
Well, there you go. I did get to go see the movie yesterday, which was awesome. So Avengers Endgame, so I'm referring to.
Well, Nick and Jay spoiled me yesterday.
You said you didn't care.
I did not say that.
I got spoiled too, dude. So I was looking at this article from Nerdist.
Oh, I saw you posted that, yeah.
And Nerdist had posted this article for Game of Thrones, of listing all the people who died, lived, and what their condition is. And in the last line of the fucking article, they spoil the movie.
Well, that's why you don't. That's why you boycott Nerdist and you start listening to the RCAD.
Yeah, fuck the Nerdist, dude. Like that but like honestly, that actually
we're not going to spoil you. So that happened to me with Lost and John Locke. I was on
what a dick move.
Yeah.
There's been so many of those on Facebook I've seen. It could be it could be any feed you're looking at. It could be, you know, and then all of a sudden you'll see it like, you know, fifth comment down. This person dies, blah, blah, blah. And you're like,
Nick, we're trying to get the Nerdist listeners to come our way. So, yeah, it could only happen on the Nerdist.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Well, I know I went to see it last night as well, Chris. I was anticipating being on the RCAD and wanting to talk to you guys about it, and also Raleigh weekend's coming up, and I know a lot of the people that are going to be there have seen it. So I'm like, okay, I better go see this before I get majorly spoiled. So you know, it's like T-minus a couple hours and counting, and my son's like, no, I think it was my daughter. She was like, oh yeah, they were like talking about it at school today, and I was like, shut up, that's it. Nope, I don't want to know. I don't know what your little middle school friends like said about it. Like,
zip it.
Nope, that's it.
Even though I was spoiled yesterday, I don't remember. So
okay.
I could go watch it and not know what happened because. All
right, well, take off your headphones because the grown-ups are going to talk.
Well, how many far are we going to go ahead?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough call.
Or we can
keep it spoiler free.
All right,
we can keep it pretty spoiler free.
All right, all right. Just in case, this is going to be semi spoiler free.
I'm going to semi spoiler.
Yeah. We'll keep our Avengers Endgame talk to
we still have Cobra Kai talk.
Yeah. So wasn't it cool when Deadpool just showed up out of nowhere?
I know, right? That's awesome.
No, I remember you guys talking about that last night.
We did not talk about that last night.
I thought that, you know, Deadpool and what he brought to the table was probably about the best that they could hope for. So yeah. Who knew? So that aside, go ahead. Chris.
Dude, what a great movie.
It was great. Yeah.
It was a great movie. And you can't say that about many 3.5 hour long films.
It's just 3.
3 hours, 25 minutes.
I think that's with credits.
I actually thought it could have benefited from like 20 more minutes.
I do remember saying that.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing for me: when I go to the movie theater, typically there is a point in which I will probably doze off.
Mm-hmm.
I get comfortable, man. You know, and I'm full with popcorn.
Are you like snoring and stuff though? Or
no snoring, but I'll nod off for a second or two. Like almost every movie I go to, I will.
Every movie?
Almost. I just get too comfy and I fall asleep.
I used to do it when the kids were younger. I mean, and we'd go see Winnie the Pooh movie, and they're hitting me, "Daddy, wake up! Daddy, wake up!" I'm awake.
Yeah, but in even like now, like here I'm sleep deprived, and I went into this movie like, damn it, I'm gonna fall asleep, but whatever, I'm gonna give this a shot. I was wide awake the entire movie. I loved every like cheesy side story bit of it, and one of the things I loved about it is that it was they what they did really well is they did the bit parts, like they focused on each individual story arc in such a way that it didn't detract from the main storyline. It kept everything smooth, and dude, it got dusty in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. I welled up a couple times.
Was that during the Gwyneth Paltrow scenes?
No, that was when Andy gives away his
actually,
voice.
there was one Gwyneth Paltrow scene in which I did.
Were you just crying because Gwyneth Paltrow was on the screen?
A little bit.
Yeah.
She's going to be a guest on this show.
No, she won't.
And but here's I also laughed out loud dozens of times.
Oh yeah, it was a good mix. I agree. I think I teared up probably 3 times. Never full on crying, but there's
of course, we won't share which scenes they were. I don't want to.
It was mainly Stan Lee. His appearance. I just cried. I just bawled my eyes out when Stan Lee appeared.
Is that when Jack died on the island?
Yeah.
I was the only one that clapped in his cameo in the entire theater. I was like, "Look what the hell, guys! It's like his last one." You know.
And everybody looked at you, dick.
No. Well,
were you in Colorado for it?
Yeah, like I basically
they're all high.
Yeah, that's cool.
Loved the bumper sticker though. So that was nice.
I pulled into town late on Thursday night, and then Friday morning I got on Fandango, and they actually have one of those really deluxe theaters here, to where it's like limited seats but leather, and they recline and they bring the food to you and all that. And I saw the 3:00 showing in that theater. I was the last seat that was available.
Oh wow!
And I went in, and I just like
you should have FaceTimed it with Cliff though.
I should have. Cliff is not seeing it though until I think next weekend or something.
Really?
Like that. Yeah, because I remember him telling. Well, he's like me. Like, we always go to the Chinese theater because it's huge. It's a huge freaking screen, and we just really enjoyed watching all the movies there. But I guarantee it was probably sold out for its first week because everyone goes there for the debuts of the really big films.
I'll just say this. I think for a 3-hour and some change movie, the way they had broken it up plot-wise made a lot of sense and worked really well, because it's really there's kind of that first little bit that sets up, kind of like I would say like the first act, and then eventually it moves into that second middle part, where they have to do the a heist, we'll say. I'm being very vague.
Yeah,
but people will know what I'm talking about when I mention those words.
I've seen people online have already seen it like 3 or 4 times.
Sure.
Oh, wow,
yeah. I mean, there's those people, but I just don't have that much moolah or time in the day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. More time is it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go on a cruise, or
right?
See a movie, I guess. But
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it that, yeah, I mean, it would. My son really wants to go see it, but he hasn't seen all of the Marvel movies.
So he's like me.
But he actually saw the first part, and so that's why he wants to see the second part. And I was like, really? Like, we need to watch a few other movies, because they reference so much in this one to some previous movies that I think he would benefit.
But would it bother him to go see the movie though?
It wouldn't bother him. I just think he would benefit from. What do you mean bothered by?
I mean, how old is he? 9?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's just turned 9 last week.
Okay, yeah, that's right. He had a birthday last week. Just turned 9. I don't think. I mean, he's your son, but I don't think it would affect him that much to not see the whole plot. Know the whole plot.
No, I guess not. I guess there's part of me that would just like to, prep him at least.
I mean, but how many movies would he have to catch up on?
Well, I'm not going to make him watch all 22, but I think at least
there's
definitely some things that I think
are there 22 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I think that even if we saw the first Avengers movie, I mean, because there's certain things in that movie that play a pivotal, Well, I mean, he just would get some of the references as my fellow, the other people that have seen the movie, and not Jack, because Jack is never going to see this movie.
Oh no, I'll see it.
I do have to talk about one plot line, and it will be mildly spoilery, not going to crush your movie going experience if you don't want to fast forward 30 seconds.
Because I have some questions for you guys that I like that are spoilery, and I don't know if we talk about them now, or do we save them for our bonus extended episode?
Let's do that for the bonus.
Yeah,
we'll do the questions for the bonus. But I do want to share one bit.
Okay.
And if you don't want to hear it, fast forward about 45 seconds now. So, okay. Fat Thor.
Yes.
It was fucking awesome.
Yes.
And like the whole, like even Tony calls him Lebowski. Like, cause he was the dude it out.
He was the dude.
Like the entire movie though, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, there's going to be like this turning point. Like, okay, it's going to be now, or when he talks to his mom, or when he does this. It's going to be a point in which he's going to do something crazy shit and then get back into shape like a godlike. But
yeah,
fuck no, they were all in on Fat Thor. He was literally
so was it really his weight?
No,
he was the god of the Thunder Dad bod. It was unbelievable. Like they went all in on Fat Thor, and it was glorious. I'm glad that they did it.
I did wonder though in the final scene, the battle scene, when he actually summons not Milner, but the axe, you know? 'Cause I wonder if that transformed him into in shape or not.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But no, man, still fat. It was awesome.
So he was one of us.
Yeah, exactly. He's the god of the thunder, the dad bod. Okay, cool. So we're back from spoilers, but we'll talk more. we'll do more spoiler talk in question and answer, and probably a little bit more. Actually, I like the idea of having the after show or the extended show be a little bit more. Let's get into the movie discussion. But yeah, cool. So
all right. Yeah, and I think we all enjoyed it. Eventually, I will take I don't know if I'm going to take my son to see it or if I'm going to prep him by making him watch the first Avengers, and then we'll go see it in the movie theater. But he's definitely really excited about seeing it.
You should definitely see the first Avengers for sure.
Yeah.
Well, don't you worry that since he's in school, though, he's going to get spoiled?
Nah, I don't.
You were saying your daughter had spoilers. I mean, kids kids are dicks. They're going to spoil you.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
You haven't seen it yet?
He's not on Nerdist. It's not like he's like on social media or anything.
He knows better than to go on the Nerdist website.
Yeah, he does. So
yeah, I've officially unfollowed Nerdist on Facebook. I was really pissed about that.
I was pissed that I stayed throughout the whole movie. And again, this is not spoilers, but I stayed throughout the whole credits, and I was like, wait, what?
Yep.
There is something though.
Well, there is something, but it's so minor.
It's more of an homage.
It's not minor, and it's not an homage.
Okay,
well, think so?
I think
no. It's the scene before that when they're panning over all the people.
Yeah,
looking forward. There's one person in that crowd. Yes. Like, who the fuck is that person?
Waldo.
Yep. And
that's what it's about.
We'll talk about that in the extended.
Okay.
All right. So for everyone who's seen it, have we all seen Game of Thrones?
Yes.
What was better, Game of Thrones or the Endgame?
Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame for sure.
Endgame.
Game of Thrones was dope, but Endgame was top notch shit.
Yeah. I liked the Game of Thrones, and and I think it's like apples and oranges. It's like pizza and hamburgers because it's like a whole other different kind of meal.
To be fair, I couldn't see Game of Thrones. I didn't see it. So.
Oh man!
I did like that aspect of Game of Thrones, though. I know that people have criticized it, but there is a certain aspect of that episode, and
it added to the tension.
We're going to talk minor spoilers for Game of Thrones, so if you haven't seen episode 3 of
I think the statute of limitations is over on Thrones.
Yeah, you got to have seen that when it aired.
Endgame's been out for 5 days. Game of Thrones been out for 2 days, but yeah.
Episodic television or theatrical experience.
Yeah.
But still, we probably should be a little careful.
Okay, fine.
All right, but there's enough jokes going around about it being dark, and I will just say that I think that the dark added to the tension. It was the action and the way, and I think Nick was right about certain ways that they edited it together that seemed really fast, that I just kept wondering what was happening, and I do wonder if you cut out 10 minutes of that, if it would. But you almost had to go through the hell in order to build that tension. I mean, it's kind of like a song. You have to have the waiting part to get to the crescendo.
Well, I said on the podcast last night, I said, all these great warriors who have fought all these great battles, and they were terrified. They were I point to Grey Worm, who never shows any emotion whatsoever, was literally shitting his pants because he was so terrified of that. And I thought that was just it was just without showing anything, without him saying anything.
Yeah.
You get to see that he's terrified. And I thought being how it was filmed, at night, and it was dark and you couldn't tell, and it was chaos going on in the whole thing. And then so we were left to go, I think someone just said a few minutes ago, what was going on? I didn't know who was being killed, who wasn't being killed. Basically, who was being killed was anyone by Sam. So that's a spoiler, I guess.
Okay, I want to mention one moment. Okay, so and it pairs up with the last moment. So again, big spoilers here for Game of Thrones. So skip ahead 1 minute. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm going to say 1 minute. The moment in which Lady Marmot, it's something different.
Mormont.
Mormont. Okay.
Marmot's a little, weasel-liking thing.
Well, but a marmot could also be a clothing company.
Isn't she just called the Red Lady too? The Fire Lady. What's her nickname?
That's Melisandre.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, the lady, the young.
I confuse my ends.
I'm gonna have to extend this if I don't get my word in. Okay, so the moment where she's facing off against the giant and the giant lifts her up, right, and basically kills her, and she kills the giant. Yeah. Great moment, and I thought really it really set up the whole part with Arya great, because that moment when the Night King grabs her, you're immediately thinking back to. I don't know if you're thinking back to it, but the fact that he grabs her in that way and he's holding her up in a way that you think that she's dead now.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a nice echo of that action moment of the grabbing, the holding, and the choking, and thinking like, oh shit, like what? Well,
I knew she wasn't going to die because Nick's been telling me for 3 years we've been doing the podcast. Arya doesn't die.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just what George R. R. Martin has said, is that
he was probably drunk. That
Tyrion and Arya are safe because Tyrion's his favorite character, and he promised his wife he'd never kill Arya. So that's in the books, though. So
that's
you
true.
Never know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just my moment that I wanted to mention, that I really liked how that married up in the episode, and I thought it created even more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, like this is not really spoilery for Endgame, but I pointed this out to my sister when we were talking about it afterwards. How there's a really nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphor. And Thanos, when he, what from Infinity Wars. No, not Thanos, not Thanos, but yeah, I can see the parallel there. Is that he says I've learned from this situation, that you can't take away something without people remembering the past and wanting to cling to that, And he goes, so now I'm going to create a new world where everyone will be grateful. And I was like, that's such a metaphor for this movie and for the previous movie, in that it's because what happens is that they're all grateful because it was on their own terms versus when he did it. I was like, wow. And my sister was like, well, I didn't think about it that way. I was like, yeah. I was like, it's kind of what even though the bad guy's saying it, it's totally what happened in a way.
Well, Chris, and go ahead, Chris.
I figured Chris had something to say. He was just over nodding with mute. So I've never known him to let me finish the story. So.
I think Chris fell asleep.
No, I love what you just said. That's all.
Well, I'm glad that Chris lets people finish stories because I think our patrons like it.
Oh, they do, don't they?
Yeah, I think our patrons. If you'd like to become a patron, go to patron.com, patron.com/JayandJack, or just go to jayandjack.com. Click on the little button, become a patron. At this time, we'd like to thank all our patrons. We thank them all, but we're going to thank Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Richter Kleffler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, the Drake, and Ed the Creepy Letter Carrier. Thanks for doing what you do, and thanks for all our patrons. This show would not be possible without our patrons. And now that we got all the Nerdist listeners, now all you Nerdist listeners need to go on Amazon and just go on janejack.com, click on the Amazon thing, and we'll all be happy that we have now the 2 million Nerdist listeners now joining the RCAD.
Great plug there, Bitter Jack.
Well, I knew I forgot to do it earlier. I said, "Oh wait, patrons forgot to think."
But you know what? I thought what you were going to say is that right now there's a Nick special for patrons at the $5 level.
Well, that's what reminded me of it.
Yeah,
I think the patrons first. Yeah, if you like Nick and you like to hear Nick uninterrupted,
my weird stories.
Which I gotta be honest. I said from the start, I think it's a mistake. I think Nick's stories are better when they're interrupted. I'm just going to say that. But no, if you're a patron, $5 or more level, Dennis has put together all of.
Not all of them, but plenty vast majority of them. I'd say 90% of them. Yeah,
of Nick's stories, and Chris is nowhere around.
If you like crunch berries, and you like the Oops Crunch Berries, it's kind of what it's like.
Yeah,
dude, that album cover,
isn't it good?
Yeah, it is good.
Colleen sent those to me. There's 4 of them so far. Colleen sent them maybe a month ago. I listened to all 4 of them back to back to back, and I'm just like, it's stuff that you forget that you talked about. You're like, oh my God, I did tell that story, didn't I? You know, and you're like, maybe I'm sharing too much for these people. You know, like, it's just like some of them are just nuts. And you know,
I just hope your sister doesn't listen. I hope she's not a patron.
My sister. Come on, did I talk about her? My mom. I can see my mom now.
No, you're just like the one. I started listening to the first one, and you were just kind of crapping on your sister, and I was like, damn.
Well,
I hope that girl from your past brother doesn't listen.
That too, yeah.
Well, no, we want more patrons, so it's not affecting the rest of us, right?
They are funny, and it's funny because, like, you know, every now and then, like, little bits of you guys will pop in, you know, and like even when I heard Tim interrupt one of the stories, I was like, wow, I was like, oh, there's Tim. Like, I forgot about Tim.
Shut up, Tim.
Yeah. But yeah, become a patron because they're really good. They're just, if you've ever liked any random story I've told, they're done by, this first one's just about me and my parents and like things that are related to that. They're all done by a theme. So like the next one will be about dating or like, I can't remember what they are, but they're great.
So you're saying Dennis has too much time on his hands?
I didn't say that. You said that.
I
would never insult a patron that way. I know you like to, Jack.
I would. I go after him. I don't care. Mm-hmm. You get to a certain age where you feel you can just do whatever the hell you want. It's like, get off my lawn, get off my podcast.
And there went all the Nerdist people right there. You know.
Well, then you can blame me for us losing 2 million listeners. I don't know. Do they have 2 million listeners?
I'm sure it's more than that.
I don't know.
More than that?
I don't know.
No.
Well, Nerdist is a huge, network.
How?
I don't know. They got rid of a lot of stuff though, because I know that there was one podcast list too that was on their network, and then they had to leave, and even though they had tons of listeners, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do have one of the greatest groups of patrons in the world, though. They are fantastic. I mean, Grant Dennis kind of holds the bar pretty high from a production standpoint.
He is making the rest of you look bad.
Yeah,
I'll just be honest, and I'll be the one. We're all thinking it.
And here's the thing: we'll say to become a patron, it is not a prerequisite that you have to make stuff for us. But if you want to, we appreciate it.
Well, if you know how to make counterfeit money. I'm okay with that. I mean,
the real stuff. You guys talk to Jack about that. I'm just kind of staying away from the whole counterfeit.
But I will tell you that the patron group
a stack of $100 bills. Come on.
The patron group does really help make make this whole thing work for us. So anything you guys can, if you'd like to join us, we'd really appreciate it. Any donation level will be very much appreciated.
And the patrons seem to have their own. We have their own Facebook part of their page, and they have a good time, and it's a good time had by one and all.
They're one of the two ways that we are supported in our show, and the other is from our fantastic sponsors.
Yes.
So let's hear from them.
All right. I wrote it down.
And we're back.
Yeah, we don't have to actually take a break.
Yeah, we don't.
9:59 mark, 26.
We don't even have to say it out loud. We can just roll with it,
No,
I keep forgetting. Well, you know what? Every week we get bitched at because we fuck up. So
I don't think anybody was bitching.
It's me.
Okay.
So I wrote down the break and the start time. We'll post that later in the notes.
But that's little insider ball there. That's what the patrons pay for.
Exactly.
So anyway, I know, Jack, you have been wanting to talk about Cobra Kai. I have not seen the new season yet.
I was hoping someone else. I watched it in 2 days and left the final episode on the third day. And I said, okay, someone's going to watch Cobra Kai. I figured Chris had an excuse.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know it came back on until you mentioned it.
Well, it was posted on our Facebook page. I said, oh, it's back? So I started watching it, and I got to say, I don't know, going back and forth between season 1 being so good and season 2 being, it was really good, really good. But you're still at the same point, and this is not really spoilers. You want Johnny and drawing blank on what's his name, Karate Kid, Johnny and Daniel to eventually, okay, let's be friends. Let's work together. We're basically
no. That's not what you want.
It is.
What are you talking about?
Time out. In season 2, it's what you want.
No,
it's what you want in season 2.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's telling us.
Yeah, to get over the hate.
But it's kind of like LA Confidential, right? You go into it and you're like, fuck that guy, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like, why are they, but then in the end, when you're watching LA Confidential, you're like, all right, this just turned into a buddy cop movie.
Most of the time, I got to admit, I think I did this in season 1. I'm rooting for Johnny most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point.
I'm rooting. I get that, but it's
not called a Karate Kid. It's called Cobra Kai for a reason.
Well, I get that nitpick, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And there was one scene. I wish everyone, because I'm watching the scene, and I'm like going, oh my god, they have to bring a callback from. They have to do it from the movie. They have to do it from the movie. If they don't do it, I'm going to be pissed, and I'll make the joke, and I'll be the dick. Because
put him in a body bag, Johnny.
Okay, but they didn't. They did it.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm going to say. They went there.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm like, thank God, because the first time I see what's going on, I'm trying to spoil anyone, but when you see what's going on, you go, all right, this dude's going to need a body bag, and there better be a body bag.
I'm picturing he's a cop now, all of a sudden, and or a coroner. He's working for a coroner, and he shows up at the crime scene. And he actually has to put a body in a body bag.
No.
And then the guy's like his boss.
Put him in a Johnny bag, Johnny. No.
Yeah.
And the actor that played, I posted on the Facebook page, the actor that plays Bobby, he had a great set of hair in Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Bobby suffers the same problem I have. So I put a before and after, and I just said, I understand. Because his hair is gone. He's a complete cue
I thought that was you.
It could have been, but I don't think, because there's a fight scene later on, I don't think I could possibly lift my leg up that high. Just saying.
Is Bobby in Cobra Kai?
Yes. There's three returning. Well, there's three returning Cobra Kai members that used to hang around with Johnny.
Oh my goodness!
And the whole episode is dedicated to them, and that's where you had the whole thing. Well, this better happen, and it did.
Okay, all right.
But
I think you've wet Chris's whistle.
If you love Karate Kid and you love the first season of Cobra Kai, you're going to love this. And it leaves you with, there's all kinds of, it's like a huge cliffhanger at the end.
Is Cobra Kai still the same kids that he trained in this first season?
They do, and there's more that come. And there's a huge
tournament?
No.
Okay.
There's no tournament.
There's a huge giant. That's what you were going to say.
Yeah, and he gets stabbed in the eye.
Oh, spoilers!
But no, I can't say it. I can't say
okay.
that.
All right, fair enough.
Just think, how did season 1 end? Season 2 begins.
Okay.
All right, and that's
okay.
And that's, you get backstories and all that, and that's what I like about Cobra Kai is you get backstories. You understand why this person might act, why Johnny was the way he was, and why everything was this and that. And so I definitely enjoyed it, and there's some rumors out there of what's going to happen, but I can't tell you because you haven't seen it. So
by next episode, I will most likely have watched the entire season.
It's easy because the longest episode's like 33 minutes.
Yeah.
So
all right, I will try. I've got this whole flying to Raleigh thing involved, coming up.
Well, watch it on the plane.
I got other things to do,
He's got to draw.
I do. I've got a lot of drawings to catch up on.
I will give you one spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Danny's son does the same thing in season 1 that he does in season 2.
Shit's the bed.
Just walks around with his game. That's all he does.
Wow.
That's all he does.
Speaking of karate and who doesn't like Taekwondo, anybody watch Barry?
I'm on season 2 finally.
Okay. All right.
I've seen this first episode. It's still on my list of things to catch up on.
All right. I don't want to spoil anything then. I know you're still in it, but there is a really great episode. It aired right after the most recent Game of Thrones.
Do you root for Barry or do you root for Johnny?
I root for Barry. But there's a really great episode that just aired that it feels like something straight out of like a Kill Bill movie almost. It just what happens in the episode is just so high adrenaline, and it feels out of place too because it's just like right in the middle of the season. You're just like, what? Now we're doing this? Okay, fuck yeah.
And for those, we've talked about Barry, I think, a couple times, not really got in depth much, but for those listening, if you're interested, Barry is an HBO comedy that the best way I can describe Barry is it's Dexter, but funny.
He's a hitman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we could say that.
I'm trying to remember how he pitched it because I was reading some of the trivia and there was a way that he pitched it. It was,
I remember how he pitched. He said, okay, here's where you're going to have to do it like 5 takes because I'm going to keep laughing.
Well, actually, so it stars Bill Hader and then also Henry Winkler, who auditioned for his part, and they were like, "We would have just given it to you." But he was like, "No, I want to audition." And Henry Winkler in it is great, but the Bill Hader actually has to hold back on writing some of the jokes because he sees all of the opportunities for jokes, and he actually kind of has to pull back a little bit.
Why? Because he's afraid of offending the fans.
No. It's more just because he wants the drama. He wants.
Oh, he wants to make it more of a drama than
it's more of a drama. It's kind of like a dark comedy. I think it's fair to say that it's a dark comedy because there are some funny moments, but the way that they play it out. And I want to say that he pitched it like Goodfellas. No, not Goodfellas. I'm trying to think of an assassin because I can't put my finger on what show he's referencing.
Gross Point Blank?
No, I can't.
Stallone played an assassin once with Banderas, right?
The Professional, Arya Stark.
Yeah, it was basically an assassin meets Waiting for Guffman. That's kind of how he pitched it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah, because the other cast of characters that surround him are kind of like the Waiting for Guffman. So people,
I will start it. I'll finish it this week. Not finish it because I could add other things to watch. But
yeah, and that Raleigh thing's happening.
Yeah, Raleigh thing's really putting a
damper on your weekend.
I had a lot of things planned. I go, oh wait, I got to do that. Thanks, patrons.
Thanks for just showing up at the Jay and Colleen's house.
Yeah,
uninvited.
I know. Jeez. Oh, we're gonna crash your house. Is that okay? All right. All right.
I guess it's 4 a.m. I suppose we should leave.
Where Jay's kind of got the door open, and he's like, "Yeah, if you guys want to go outside, the air is great out here. You can get."
Jay's actually sleeping while Colleen is still having conspiracy theory conversations.
That's fair. I can't wait to get into some of that talk with Colleen.
I just saved one of what's the youngest one's name?
Alex.
Alex. I just saved one of Alex's diapers. And be like, "Hey guys, look what I got." Smell this.
Oh, he's got some winners. That's for sure.
I think that's going to be a game that the patrons come up with. So,
what is Alex eating?
The loser gets the diaper. Pin the tail. You take the diaper and you have to throw it at somebody or something like
that. It sounds like a Cards Against Humanity kind of thing. So, but
again, I don't want to upset Dennis because Dennis didn't like that he's got a stone face. He does though. I was like, to me, I thought I was giving him a compliment. He goes,
Dennis could be a Barry. You don't know. I mean, it's like the person you least suspect. And
he's so good at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. He could be an assassin.
Yeah, he could be a Barry.
We've been accusing Dan all these years.
I know,
and I don't think Dan's probably not capable of doing it just because Dan would fuck up. Let's face it. He would leave a trail of DNA behind.
It would just be a trail of KFC grease prints.
Exactly. Bucket sitting there with a hand sitting in it. With no fingers because those fingers were finger licking goods. Dennis though, Dennis is that he's got that mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I think you're right. So now Dennis is a new
serial killer.
That was by Matt though. I want Matt to get credit for that.
Thanks a lot.
Good knowing you, Matt.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, look how many trips he took with Dan and nothing happened.
That's how they lure you in.
It's a cover.
A false sense of security. And then you can clearly go, he just fell off the bridge. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
You know.
I go hiking. What do you want me to do?
He was going for that photo.
Yeah, exactly. They've been out together several times and had plenty of fun. I'm sure it's fine. That's how you do it, Jack. God, rookie mistake. You don't kill somebody the first time.
I'm not a serial killer. I'll learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I posted a bunch of Instagram photos of my trip from LA to Colorado, and Matt was kind enough to point that out, that I was hot on Dan's trail looking for bodies. You know.
Did you post that on the RCAD Instagram account?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay.
I don't think Nick's connected to the RCAD.
I am. I did it one time. But
Yeah.
okay.
One time. It was like, oh, I'm worn out. I can't do it again.
Fine.
Well, he did Wang Chung it, so.
That's right.
Everybody Wang Chung. And we never got a fucking answer.
By the way, yeah, we did. We had several answers.
Well,
You're
who
delusional. Chris,
I heard someone say
what do you think Wang
they thought
Chung
it was dancing.
means? Yeah, that was me. Chris, what do you think Wang Chung means?
That's right. He went on that.
Have a great time.
Oh.
That's it.
Well, that seems pretty simple and obvious now.
That's
now
it.
that we think about it.
Really, that's it. Wang Chung.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jack thought it means that, like, you know.
Because my wife, I don't know if you listened, Chris. Probably didn't. Probably had something else better to do. But my wife, we're listening to the song, and she
That's
goes,
correct.
She goes, "What is Wang Chung?" I go, "I think it's sex. I think it's like having sex." So I asked the question, and I got no answers from this group. And
You got several answers. You just don't like our answers.
no, I said I thought the people on the Facebook page would listeners would give us some answers. But no, I got someone said they thought it was a dance too.
Ah, well, there, that corroborated. You know,
Well, Wang Chung literally translates to yellow bell.
we actually just discussed this.
We did that. We did that research. Yes,
I could see him in his little window down there, like Googling it. I was like, the same shit I said last week. Like, yellow bell.
It
Yellow
says
bell.
Wang Chung means whatever you want it to mean. Have fun with it. But that's the whole idea of the line. It can mean a tribal dance, a Viennese waltz, or a party in New York, or whatever. According to them.
I'm just not happy with that.
Yeah.
I do like a good Vietnamese waltz. I'm, being a fan of Dancing with the Stars. So, and the sad thing is, I know when they're doing the Vietnamese waltz now.
So is the Vietnamese waltz still in 1-3 time?
Viennese.
Vietnamese.
Wow.
Viennese. Okay.
It took me 2 seasons of Dancing with the Stars to say it correctly.
Okay.
Well, I'm just trying to make you feel better. It really didn't, but
Well, I thought you said Vietnamese waltz. I was like, what? I was like, I didn't know they had 3/4 time music in Vietnam. I was like, okay.
Wow. You went there, man.
What? Okay, yeah. Thanks, Matt.
I'm just trying to throw you further under the bus, even though it's not really.
man,
Bury me under the bus. Yeah.
Bury you back over with the.
Oliver Stone's
Dharma
going to have
bus.
a segment just with you
Mm-hmm.
on why America sucks.
Oh yeah, I saw that you had commented about what. Did you watch the whole series or just?
I'm on to. I just finished Eisenhower. I'm on to Nixon and Kennedy and starting that thing. I said, all right, I need a break. I got a break. I'm thinking about moving. I'm thinking about picking up. Say, all right, we need to leave this country, guys. I mean, Oliver Stone has just trashed it for me. I can't live here anymore. He points out all the bad things we've done.
Well, I don't. I mean, yes, it is some bad things, but like,
What are you talking about? It's terrible things.
yeah, but he's presenting an alternate, like what would have happened if this person would have been elected or what?
The Truman thing was very interesting because he shouldn't have been the vice president.
Right.
If he's not the vice president, we probably don't drop the bomb twice. Right. So, and then Truman was like, and then you look at Truman, and everyone goes, "I love Truman. I love Truman." If you watch this Oliver Stone thing, you're going to hate Truman.
I love Truman. I think he's America's greatest president.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. You've totally done a 180 in my mind as far as what I.
No, I love Truman. He's pretty much him and Teddy Roosevelt. To me, are the only two really good presidents of the 20th century. I don't really like many presidents though, but I'm
with you on Teddy.
Yeah.
But because he was a Rough Rider, but I don't know about Truman now. I'm like, I don't know, Oliver. You've turned me off to Truman. Give him hell, Truman.
I mean, Truman had to make some of the most difficult decisions of any president.
You were going to say mistake.
Mistake, yeah, that's because you said that.
You were going to say mistake.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely made some mistakes, but it's like
all presidents make mistakes.
Yeah, but like there's
some more than others.
Yeah, and most of if I put myself in his situation with a lot of things he did, it's like I probably 90% of the time would have done the same things he did.
I like the movie with Jim Carrey when he portrayed him, but
yeah,
what?
The Truman Show.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I was like, what is it? Okay,
it was Gary
or Man in High
Castle. Or Man in High Castle.
Yeah. There's an HBO movie called The Truman that's really good with Gary Sinise.
It's excellent.
It's an excellent movie.
Of course, Oliver Stone doesn't like it.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, it is funny though, because like the 1981 or 82 picture that won Best Picture for Gandhi. Everyone I've known from India freaking hates Gandhi. They're like,
how do you hate Gandhi?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what? I was like, how do you hate Gandhi? He's like, Gandhi was a prick. And I'm like, what? And it's like Robin Williams, that bit that he did. But like, no, I was like, when that movie was made, it was like when you guys' version of the Republican Party was in on India and they were trying to make him out to be like this saint and this perfect person. And he's not. He was a fucking idiot. And you're like, whoa.
Wow.
Like, when you hear people like, it's not just like one or two people. I've heard this from multiple Indian people.
When you were hanging out with Oliver Stone?
I do not hang out with Oliver Stone. I do like some of his movies, though. But
I liked JFK.
JFK was good. Back and to the left.
Good.
Or to the
back
right.
to the left.
It's
with the worst Boston accent in the face of the planet.
Back and to the left.
Back to the left.
Yeah.
Well, I like though the scene when he's trying to make his case, and he looks just at the camera, but he's looking at the audience. When he's in the trial, Garrison, when he's doing the whole thing. Spoiler, you haven't seen it, but he looks. Kevin Costner, they look, and he's supposed to be looking at the jury, but he's actually looking at us, the people watching the movie. You guys don't remember that part?
It's been awesome. I've seen it for about 5 years.
I noticed it right when I saw it.
It does make one of the cardinal sins of movie making, though. Even though I love the movie JK, the scene with Donald Sutherland. I forget what it's called, but it's when basically you're trying to set up a narrative, but you can't prove it and you can't do it in enough time. So you get one character to basically mansplain everything to you in 30 seconds or a minute. And that's exactly what that does. Like Donald Sutherland's character comes out of nowhere and just goes, this is what happened. And this is blah, 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 and you can't prove any of it. You're just like,
the best thing about JFK is that when the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon was going on, that was the go-to movie.
Yeah.
Because it had Jack Lemmon in it. Didn't have Walter Matthews in it. It just had, it's like Sutherland, you're saying, Costner. It had Pesci. It has so many people in it that you go, it's the go-to movie for if you're doing the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Why do they all have to be men, though?
I'm trying to think who else.
There's a lot of people in it. Yeah, there's a shit ton of people in it. Mary Poppins.
And Julie Andrews is in it?
No.
The
guy from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yondu.
Yondu.
Yeah, the actor.
Oh, Sissy SpaceX in it.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt.
Did you ever see, Chris, speaking of bad Boston accents by Kevin Costner, did you see 13 Days that came out in 2003 or 4?
I saw it.
That's another.
Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's Robert Kennedy, right?
He plays the chief of staff and
you know what? That's actually what I'm thinking of when I think of bad accents. Well, it was terrible in JFK as well, but it's horrific in 13 Days.
Boston, was he? I thought he was from Texas, Louisiana.
No, JFK was from Cape Cod.
No, but Kevin Costner was.
Oh, you're right. That's what he's thinking of. He's thinking of 13 Days.
I'm thinking of 13 Days.
He had a Louisiana accent.
Oh, he just had Kevin Costner accent, really, but it wasn't a Louisiana accent. I guess he was trying, but it wasn't what I consider to be a Louisiana accent. But
who was he in JFK 13 Days?
He's the White House chief of staff. He's like no one famous, but he's friends with JFK. Like they grew up and went to college together.
Right.
Went to college, chased women around.
We both went to Harvard together.
Harvard.
Yeah.
I I was on PT,
This is
PT
something your father would do. Trust me, it's that fucking bad.
Actually, the worst Kennedy impression is the movie PT 109 with what's his name?
What's his name? Yeah.
Did you guys see PT 109?
No.
When I was a kid.
You never saw PT 1? I don't give me that I was a kid crap.
This is literally the first time I've heard of PT 109.
That word just rolls off everyone's tongue.
The movie PT 109.
PT 109.
Part 109.
Cliff Robertson plays John Kennedy. He doesn't even attempt to do a John Kennedy accent. It's where he gets injured in the war, where his PT 109 boat gets destroyed by a Japanese destroyer. You've never seen PT 109?
A lot of famous actors in that movie. Robert Culp, Ty Hardin, James Gregory, Lou Gallo, Michael. No, I'm just.
All right, this is all right. You've never heard of Robert Culp?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of some of these names, but I mean, PT 109 is
Robert
not
Culp, Greatest American Hero.
Yes, there you go. This is a movie. This is a movie, really.
Yeah, Comic-Con before he died.
So 6 Degrees of Robert Culp.
Chris, there you go.
But no, it's a movie used to be on once a year. I used to watch it every year. It would be on once a year. It's basically a JFK, how he was a hero in the
1963.
War. Yeah. How he saves his men that he could, the ones he could save. Really, no one's seen it. Okay, all right.
Hey, Jack, let it go.
I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go.
Let it go.
But I bet you right now, Dennis has seen it. I'm gonna call my shot right now that Dennis has seen it. You want to piss off Dennis? I don't think so.
I think you already pissed him off anyway.
Well, no, but now he's on my side because we've both seen PT 109. I don't
put words into Dennis's mouth.
I don't even know if he's seen it, but I'm going to tell you right now, when we release this podcast on Thursday, Friday, Dennis will say, yes, I've seen PT 109.
Great.
He's going to write us some trivia questions, and it's going to be Robert Culp related questions, and we're going to be like, what the fuck?
But Chris will say, I met him.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy.
But you didn't see his movie, PT 109.
No, I saw Greatest American Hero every episode.
Yeah, but he didn't get along with the star. What's his name? They didn't get along.
Oh, yeah, but whatever. I mean, that happens.
They got along at the booth that they were at Comic-Con.
Well,
I met them both.
Oh, did you?
I did.
What's the other guy's name?
Couldn't tell you.
Really? Huh.
He was on an episode. He was on an episode of MASH. I know that. I saw him. He does comic books now. He's an artist, and I saw him there. And he walked by me. I didn't know who it was.
William Catt.
William Catt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of the greatest theme songs of all time.
Believe it or not, George is not home. Oh man!
But we do have an email.
Oh yeah, you saved it.
I saved this because it has something for Chris, but
fun.
I don't know if I should give Chris credit because he hasn't seen PT 109.
Jesus, he's never going to let this one go.
I can't.
Well, it takes Jack 4 years to pull up an email. I just want to go and thank one of our listeners and their family. I wanted to thank John from Northern Kentucky and his fantastic family. I should have brought them down here to show you guys in the show, but they sent over a wonderful baby gift of I think 4 or 5 different onesies, each with like an original Avenger superhero comic book cover from the 60s.
Cool.
Very, very cool, right?
That is awesome. Way to go, listeners.
Yeah, so John, they're awesome. I love them all. The Sterling family, top notch.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I like them too. So there, Chris, we're back on the same page. Okay. So
and it'll be sad not to see John and the Sterling family at the meetup. So they cannot make it this year. So
he's studying for FBI, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's some serious shit.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Good luck to you and all that you're doing, John.
And let's be real for a second. Although I just spent the last 30 seconds thanking John, we all know Angie. Thank you. As much as I love John, I know it was you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't even hide it anymore. People like, yeah. We did a Crazy Inc. TV last night. And my wife basically said, yeah, I'm in charge because Jay and Colleen had their anniversary yesterday. I go, look, all I have to keep track of is my anniversary. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about everybody else's anniversary because I don't remember. So my wife is good at that. So
my grandfather, may he rest in peace, was born on January 2nd. Every single thing he ever did in his life, he put on January 2nd. He only had to remember one.
Oh, wow.
Date. Yeah, he got married on January 2nd. Like, he did everything on his birthday. That way he only had to remember. And he also made sure all of his kids were born roughly around his birthday. So
no, keep it in there. Keep it in there.
Yeah. Because, like, my mom was born on December 30th. My uncle was born on December 25th or 26th. Like, so, like, he was trying to time it to where, like, it was like one time a year. It's the only time he ever had to concentrate.
I remember my.
Yeah, but that's a lot of gifts, though. All at once.
True.
Yeah.
It's like
not really, no. Because if anyone out there, I know that Kayla is, like, Capricorns get the shit out of the stick every time because you get all your gifts for Christmas are split in half every time. So you want all 4 Ninja Turtles? Guess what? You're getting 2 then and 2 on the day.
Yeah, Cindy's birthday is tomorrow, May 1st, and she's turning 59, and I've been saying she's 60. So people have been going, really, 60 already, Mom?
Something else is coming up and really important too on the 5th of May, I think.
Cinco de Mayo.
Well, I think it's for Matt. I think it's something important for him.
Oh, no. We were going to have our wedding on the 5th day of May.
Oh, I thought that's what it actually was your anniversary. Okay.
No. We had moved it actually, but thank you for remembering though. Our would have been anniversary. Yeah. So
I thought you married ISIS on that day.
I would totally marry ISIS on the 5th.
Almighty ISIS. From the TV show or the current one?
No, the song by Bob Dylan.
Oh, okay, I was thinking the superhero
from the album Desire.
My favorite Bob record.
And speaking of Bob Dylan related songs, Maggie has an email.
Maggie has an email. Yes. Nice segue.
Well, Maggie comes fleet first, face forward.
This is entitled Hi. H-I. I've been meaning to email with a few things. I agree with Chris.
Boo.
And I really want to call him Boston, but I won't.
On what?
Providence.
What does she agree with him on?
Yeah.
Kahlua is what's that character's name? Kahlua?
Oh, no.
Caillou.
Caillou is the worst.
Kahlua? Shit.
I'm just saying, like, why are you bashing Kahlua?
I know.
Jamaica. No, Caillou. It's been like, a month since we talked about him? I'm supposed to remember that?
About 3 weeks ago.
Caillou is the worst. I did enjoy his Nick singing the theme song.
Thanks, Maggie.
I will never ever watch Das Boots or any submarine disaster movie. My dad worked on subs, and when I was a kid, and I've been on more subs than I can count. Bragger. I've even had Thanksgiving dinner on a sub.
Oh,
wow! I've seen Down Periscope, which is a fun submarine.
Down Periscope is a great movie.
It actually was a TV. Was it a TV show first or a movie?
Yeah, it was a TV show first.
Okay. Yeah, it was Kelsey Grammer was in the movie, right?
The movie, yeah.
Oh, so we've all seen that one.
That's great. It's
not a great movie. Come on.
It is. It's not like it's not a classic. It's not an Oscar winner or anything. But as in just an entertaining, fun movie, it
didn't sink.
Yeah, it didn't sink.
The only sub I've ever been on is the one at Disneyland, which was completely.
It didn't even go under the water.
Yeah, it was completely crap. When I found that when I was a kid, I said, "Can we wait in the line? Can we wait in the line?" Wait in the line. I go, "This is it. Fucking sucks." So your discussion on sex work and human trafficking had been really interesting. I listened to Dan Savage on Savage Love Podcasts, which I talk about sex work rather than prostitution. Below is a tweet from Mistress Mantes, a woman who does sex work in Seattle. I'm pretty sure she is a professional dominatrix. I know I can't. As Dan Savage, Mistress Mantes, I can't see this. About
somebody screenshot, please, right now.
Where are my bifocals? About the topic. Yes, I should have. Come on, Maggie.
Jesus Christ! Just forward us the email. Read it for you.
She's got like one font, Yes, human trafficking is awful and should be stopped. Here we're talking about a serious subject, and I can't read it. There is something to be said for sex work and helping people in all kinds of areas. Those with kinks, those who have having sex with somebody they aren't married to, or so they are staying married to. Go to hell, everybody.
Now we're the freaking Brady Bunch over here.
And many more. I probably just listened to too much Dan Savage over the years. His podcast is about sex and advice. To let you discussion go by without saying anything, if anyone's interested in learning more, I would say Savage Love Podcast is a good place to start. Well, you can listen to Savage Podcast, but not until you've listened to all of ours in the Jane Jack podcast.
True.
Here's something that she said. Sex workers want jobs decriminalized, not legalized. Why legislation means sex work stays a crime, but state creates loopholes only for the rich business owners, not workers. Decriminalization means removal of criminal penalties for one-on-one exchange for sex and money. So there you go. That was from Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie. So
Maggie, small type.
These sex workers are asking to not have it be legalized, but decriminalized.
Decriminalized.
I guess they don't want the corporate hacks to jump in and take over and make a conglomerate of sex.
I guess so.
But they don't want to go to jail for life, or for not life, but for.
Well, I guess I see the point.
Yeah, makes sense.
But they don't want to be sponsored by like Coke, or is that what we're saying here?
Many process or sex workers are sponsored by Coke, but
I mean.
Anyway, so that
it would be a bit funny, if you get the girl in the room, and she takes off her shirt and then her bra has like Coca-Cola written across it, with like blinking light,
Well, are you kidding me? That is a huge opportunity for like Trojan to have product spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they could be like us. Get going. Hold on a second while we pause for this commercial break.
That would be too late. You already went. Okay. Well, guess this is over.
You craft it. Way to go.
Anyway, I'd shared on our own private message thing that in the UK, sex workers are actually trying to unionize. So
yeah, you did post that. I did see that.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
I think we're going back to whatever can regulate it somewhat, where you can control the. I read somewhere that 1 million children a year are sold for sex slaves.
Oh, yeah,
a million, and that's just an estimate that they said. I said, "Oh my God."
There were like 100 and some rescued up in Michigan. Just like, what did I say that? Like just today, I just saw a headline about that. So, just horrifying, and always great that we can end a show talking about your favorite subject.
Yes,
our favorite subject.
Yes.
So, because if we don't talk about it, it's not gonna move the bar any further, right?
No.
So. Might as well.
Yeah, we like to keep it light and funny, but I think this is something that if we can put our little bit into it,
Yeah.
That didn't sound right. But
who said it? Yeah, exactly. Who said it's a little bit?
if we could move the needle over a little, whatever I'm trying to say is,
Why's it got to be a needle?
Look, my eyes hurt from the 3 font. Okay.
Thank you, Maggie, for that email.
Is she getting the Nick? Who's getting the Nick drawing?
Oh, who was getting the Nick drawing? Oh, I think I was giving that to Jessica.
Oh,
she wanted it somebody wanted it with big nipples, though. I don't know.
I didn't draw it with
that was JP.
Yeah, it's already got a bra on it. So.
It's good. Yeah.
Now, do we have any reviews or anything like that? Because we haven't had a review in a long time.
You guys talk while I look it up.
I mean, we got Matt's drawings here, and all we're asking for you to take 1 minute out of your time to go on iTunes, subscribe to us, subscribe to the RCAD. That helps because the minute the podcast is posted, you can listen to us, and it's going to be crowded because we're getting all the Nerdist listeners are coming over to us.
I doodle every time we podcast. So this is some weird egg planet kind of thing. This was something from the other week, So these things just pile up on my desk here, people. So I don't mind mailing you a piece of art. If you don't like it, you don't have to have it. Oh, I did the alien. I did Nick's thing
So it's a double one.
It's a double one, yeah. French girl Nick. So Chris,
I like French girl Nick over. Not that the
if you missed this from last week, this is French girl Nick.
I think it needs a little belly hair.
Yeah, I should probably put some more hair on it. I messed up the mouth.
Oh my God was muted.
And so, but you get this alien planet on the other side. So I guess that one's going to Jessica. So 2 for 1 for her. Maggie, I'll work on something for you.
Does she deserve 2 drawings?
Yes, she puts up with your shit every time. You really pick on her.
I think Nick would agree with me that you need to black out.
You even said you don't speak Canadian, like on another podcast.
Well, that's what I'm just quoting Nick. That's what Nick says.
She is. She's Canadian, and we put up with a lot of her crap. Because
you don't know, Matt.
Look, she's a patron, but she pays us in Canadian dollars, which is like, instead of being at the $5 level, she's like at the $2 level because it's Canadian money.
Exactly.
So, and just
you didn't have to deal with her on Sports Talk.
Exactly.
Okay, so you don't know.
Oh, she's all like, how about those Blue Jays, eh?
Yeah, well, I had to deal with the Texans, so that was
bring back the Expos, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Expos, eh?
So. At this point,
I guess Canada can't bring back the Stanley Cup. I guess that's staying in America again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. My Canes have a chance to win it.
I like it when Chris tries to be modest.
No, I just like because the Canes. Well, that's all. It's Canadian players. It doesn't matter. They had a dream to take them there. They came to win the cup in America. Hey, I don't have a football team anymore, but my Hurricanes. Two games.
Did you just say you don't have a football team anymore? You have a football team.
You do.
Cleveland Browns.
The Browns
people voted.
The Ravens. I apologize.
The Baltimore Murderers.
Yeah.
You've adopted the Ravens. I think secretly you want the Ravens, but the people spoke. Yeah. You're supposed to root for the Cleveland Browns.
I will root for the Cleveland Browns.
What if they win the Super Bowl next year?
They won't. Because Jack's rooting for them.
They have no chance.
Okay. Well,
you saw what happened to the Patriots the 1 year that Jack rooted for them.
I know, but I also know math, and a negative equals a positive. So
I had someone. I wish I could remember his name on the top of my head, but someone on Twitter offered me a Falcons hat if I would start rooting for the Falcons. I said, "You don't want that. You don't want me to do that. I'm doing you a favor."
The best meme of the week is they compared the Night King or the White.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
the Night King to the Atlanta Falcons, who blew the worst lead or whatever it was.
I haven't seen that one. That's awesome.
It's a 28 Falcons 28 Patriots 3 who blew the loose lead. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Who blew the biggest lead or whatever? It was good.
Well, he did. He got cocky because I put on Twitter. Night King equals the Chargers. Get cocky and choke.
Another one too was a drawing. It showed someone drew a picture of Brand sitting in his wheelchair, taking off into his crow form, and he's like, why the hell didn't he just put Valerian steel on his beak and just bomb the guy? I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Brand doesn't like a lot of people. He wants them to die.
But he is like the Falcons. He likes angry birds. So
that was funny what you said. We gave you credit on the podcast.
I appreciate that. So,
I think it was Nick. I don't think it was me. Because I think someone said I don't know.
I think it was Jay. Actually.
Yeah, it was Jay. Jay was giving Facebook feedback.
I think Jay also said, he goes, why can't Nick be that funny on the podcast? I think it was either Nick or Jay.
I think it was you that was giving me shit, but whatever. So.
Did we have any reviews?
No, we didn't, sadly.
So,
thanks for caring.
I think at this point, though,
I think we're going to just start worshiping the Nerdist listeners.
I want to talk about the Avengers. Let's wrap this show up so we can get to the extended edition. So all of our patrons can listen to us talk about the Avengers.
All right, so if you like this podcast, you can become a patron. Go to patreon.com/JayandJack, or just go to jayandjack.com. Click on the little button, become a patron. Every little bit helps. The $5 level, you get to hear Nick's stories uninterrupted. which are great. You can also shop Amazon. It's just like your normal Amazon page. You click on jayandjack.com, click on Amazon. It's all bing, bing, boom. It's all there. And this time we're going to thank 6 patrons at this time. Tack from Tokyo, Edgar Richter Klaffler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, The Drake, and Ed, the Creepy Letter Carrier. Thanks for doing. Thanks for everybody who listens. Tell a friend, and we'll be back next Tuesday.
But if you're a patron, check out the extended version so you can listen to us talk about the Avengers in our predictions.
Hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a great Tuesday.
See ya!
Great show, guys. One in an Avenger.